time to get that endurance, that level. And from Real Madrid's point of view, they want to give the kids a chance, give the opportunity for some of these young players at this level, because the first team, if you like, in the first 45 minutes really dominated the game, good possession, clinical in front of goal. Everton have got a lot of hard work amongst them at the moment.
This is the first of 2 matches here today at Dodger Stadium.
That's a positive move. Ilovic, he had a very good campaign when he first comes from Glasgow Rangers. But I know these 2 players, one a fullback, one a centre-half from the youth policy. Change of goalkeeper as well.
Yeah,
Mark, like over to you.
Diego Lopez is going to come in, and actually he played most of the minutes the other night in Arizona in the 3-1 win against the LA Galaxy.
He was in a real strange position last season with Mourinho, getting him, bringing him in, leaving out Iker Casillas. Not down to him, but his performances was good. And then obviously new manager, new staff, changes round. Now he's got to start all over again, like these young players.
Yeah, Mourinho at one point called him the best player in the team when they were in their run in the Champions League. He was instrumental in them getting to the semi-final.
Here's an experienced player, Contral, the Portuguese international. Here comes slotting at left back. He's quite comfortable on the ball.
Fabio Contral, the 25-year-old Portuguese international. Actually, there's a tie here in Dodger Stadium, with the sense that the Galaxy being here warm, because Contral made his Real Madrid debut back in 2011 against the Galaxy. Did not feature the other night when the 2 teams went head-to-head. It looks like Angel Di Maria is also going to come on. Had a good night, opened the scoring for Real Madrid.
But just everyone to calm down. Ronaldo's still playing. He's still strolling out. Benzema, Ozil, looks like they're going to be playing. They changed a few other. Di Maria coming on. What an exciting talent. He's been linked, another player, with Gareth Bale, this world record that they're talking about. Player from Tottenham Hotspurs. See Dempsey's left. Could be another player from Spurs leaving. Could he find his way to Real Madrid?
Well, I asked the question to Eric Ronaldo the other night, and I'll pose the same one to you. Where do you see Gareth Bale fitting in with so much talent in the midfield already for Real Madrid?
Well, he can play in numerous positions. He can play where Ozil played, just behind Benzema, or he can play on that right-hand side, coming in on his sweet left foot and swap Ronaldo over. So there's lots of options, but that's what you need when you're going for numerous trophies, i.e. La Liga and the Champions League. That's why he's been brought in, Ancelotti, is to win the Champions League. He knows how to handle players, he knows how to handle systems.
And he knows how to win titles. He won league titles in Italy as well as in the Premiership. Last season with Paris Saint-Germain in Ligue 1 in France. And now seeing if he can do it in Spain. We're underway here in the second half with Real Madrid leading 2-0. Take a look at some of the substitutions. Carvajal, the defender who'll come in for Arbeloa. Carvajal was a starter a couple of nights ago in Arizona. And that player there, Nacho, knocking it back, comes in to replace Sergio Ramos. So Pepe, the other center back who partnered with Sergio Ramos here in the first half today, will stay in. Pepe, the Portuguese international, actually put in some heavy minutes the other night. I was a little surprised that maybe they don't give Ramos a few more minutes here. I guess they're looking forward to the match at Sun Life Stadium in Miami in a few days. Casemiro also coming in. And as we mentioned to you, Diego Lopez comes in to replace Casillas in goal.
And for Everton, obviously, just that Tone for Ilovic, who's more of a hold-up player. Number 7 for Everton. He's not going to run in behind the Croatian international. He's more going to be a target man, maybe give Diego Lopez a problem from set pieces, as we see earlier on in the first 45 minutes.
Ilovic, the 27-year-old, we'll see if he has a little more impact than we saw from Kone, the Ivory Coast international, in the first half. Really seemed we only called his name a handful of times, Warren, and it was never really in a dangerous spot.
Again, another player that has to impress. I think when a new coach comes in, Roberto Martinez, he's looking at different systems, different personnel. So it's a clean slate for everybody, because for Ilovic, it didn't really work out towards the end of last season with David Moyes, but new beginning, new words, different voice.
Benzema, Contral with the overlapping run. Benzema on his right foot, Howard with the first save. And the offside flag will go up against Cristiano Ronaldo. Beginning of the second half. Let's go downstairs to Keith Costigan.
Mark, I spoke with Carlo Ancelotti. He said he was relatively happy with the first half performance from the side. He said there are a few things they'll continue to work on, but did stress it's still very early in pre-season and he is still getting to know his big squad. Guys?
I think the word big squad there comes to mind. They are. I mean, you look at the talent that they have.
Depth is unbelievable.
That's why. With the Champions League is in their sight, though. You see it as it there. They're right to be in the final, but you have to earn that right. And there are a lot of teams that will be pushing. Real Madrid, Barcelona, as I said, Bayern Munich.
Dortmund.
It's going to be a great one. I'm not sure with Dortmund. I'm just not. No, I know you're saying that they got to the final last year, but I'm just not sure.
You think it was just that magical run of last year?
But it all went for them, and they had a squad of players. It's a numerous, same name, same team sheet. They've lost, obviously, a superstar. They're big rivals. And what's more important, I think, the other big clubs have got bigger and got more depth, as we just spoke about with Real Madrid. You know, they've made an important influence of signing good Spanish players, Isco being one of them. Barcelona, Neymar. So I think from that point of view, you've got to look at Bayern Munich.
There's Di Maria, just at the edge of the area, trying to drive one across to the back post. It deflects off of Coleman. And the first corner of the second half will go to Real Madrid. By the way, I don't believe it's been mentioned yet, but Real Madrid on U.S. soil have a 16-match unbeaten run that dates all the way back to 2002.
Wow, no wonder they keep coming back. Wouldn't it be good if they played a competitive game here, like they do with the NFL and
right,
Wembley?
Absolutely.
Make it happen.
Here's Di Maria. The head of Pepe. Everton looking to clear the lines from just inside the 18. And the left-footed chance coming through Nacho. The 23-year-old from Madrid, Spain. Will lead to another corner here for Los Merengues.
That's what they've done very well, is defended. They put their, I think when Eric was talking about really taking it serious, this type of defending shows that. Their appetite to defend.
Fellaini, first to rise up and headed out of the Everton area. But a chance to build here as Carvajal lays it back out wide for Angel Di Maria. Couple of cuts, looking for the window. And another corner here. Already 3 in the opening 5 minutes of this second half for Real Madrid.
Seamus Coleman at the beginning had against Ozil in the beginning, then he had Modric, and now he's got Del Maria. Welcome to the big boys.
This one driven in onto the near post. Fellaini defending there as well. And Howard will jump through to put the gloves to it. Well, we heard Keith with the report on still figuring out his big squad for Carlo Ancelotti. What is going through the mind of Roberto Martinez heading into the second half? And specifically, I asked that because, again, he left the same 11 out there for these first few minutes of the second half.
Yeah, I think when he's talking about his system, and obviously Jelavic, just a slight change, but the system hasn't changed. And I know you're finding out that Heisinger just pushing in that hole, but now Modric is not there. So now, do you adjust, or you just keep stubborn and say, that's going to be our game plan, that's what's going to work? Because if you keep having that high line, it's going to only a matter of moments before you get chances, whether it's a fullback getting in or Di Maria running in.
Osman picks up the loose ball. Fellaini will outlet it wide here for Leighton Baines. Warren, you know the Premier League as well as anybody from your time playing it and your time covering it. Can this system work for Everton? It's probably a question on a lot of people's minds. We'll get to that in just a moment. Little cut inside from Morales. Heel opportunity there from Jelavic.
He wanted it earlier. Jelavic, good imagination. But the way that they're playing at the moment, if they're playing 2 centre halves with 2 fullbacks pushing on, going forward, I don't see it as a problem. I like this player. I think he's industrial. I think he's good. Jelavic may be better off to hold the ball there rather than just trying something to improvise. And there wasn't enough pace on the ball. He wasn't close enough to the goal to get enough contact on the ball. But if you're going to play a back 4 and play so high up, teams, and particularly the EPL, has got so much pace.
Here's Jelavic cutting in onto his left foot, excuse me. And he couldn't quite keep that ball on a string as Real Madrid come away with it.
That was a pre-season touch. A bit like me and yourself.
I'm in mid-season form, my man.
You've been like that for 20 years.
Yeah, terrible.
I'm still at that 60%. Again, as he tries to pull it down, just gets away, just gets stuck under his feet. Can't blame the field. It's in good condition at this end.
Here comes Real Madrid one more time. Cristiano Ronaldo, top of the 18, trying to slip one through several defenders for Everton.
We spoke about that when Ronaldo got the goal, or laid the goal on against Galaxy. He draws so many defenders towards him, and then he's intelligent enough just to lay the ball off. It was a great ball against Galaxy where Isco played it, then he just rolled it inside Di Maria, and that's what happened there. People surround him, and what he's good at is finding the moment when to pass it one touch or when to manipulate the ball.
Pepe across the back here for Nacho. Contrao. Khedira.
It's going to be white. It's going to be white. Oh no!
Fellaini pleading with the AR here on the near side that it was actually Sami Khedira who knocked it
he's
out.
worked his socks off, Fellaini. He's working and he's hustling, but it's not helping his game because he's been so isolated in midfield. He's not a great raker of passes. He's not a Xavi Alonso. He wants to play next to a Jelavic so he can get the second ball, so he can maybe get in behind.
Good touch there from Fellaini. Tries to thread one in for the attacking run from Naismith. Distant challenging at midfield against Cristiano Ronaldo. Flag stays down here for Jelavic. Morales with help. And Everton will line up their first corner of this second half.
One thing with Morales, when he gets the ball out wide, he does look to take on a defender. He does want to go. We've got the goal against Juve. We're very positive. Goes at pace. Makes his mind up early.
As you see, their fourth corner of the match for the Toffees. Lofted right to the penalty spot and headed away by Pepe. Baines. As the ball rotates here for Distant. Matched up against Fabio Contrao. Carvajal out for Angel Di Maria. Khedira. Ozil. Just about 10 minutes gone in the second half. Into space for Jelavic. Two defenders there for Real Madrid. And they're able to sandwich the ball away. Nacho and Pepe coming together to strip the ball back for Real Madrid.
It's good play by Pepe as well. He made the tackle and then spoke to the young kid. Nacho and told him to be aware. That's where you learn off the players.
Benzema trying to link up with Di Maria. Fellaini steps in here for the Toffees. And now Jagielka to spray it wide. Leighton Baines, a little bit of space and time on the ball. Morales shifting over to the left side. Now Leon Osman. Naismith. Little 1-2. Better touches here from Everton here in the second half. Bending ball. Back post for Fellaini. And out for another Everton corner.
Nice, neat, controlled passing. A little bit sloppy here in midfield, trying to get Ronaldo into the game, and then they broke away. But watch Pepe come across. Uses all of his experience and then passes out at the back. And Leighton Baines, one of the best in the world with his delivery.
Well, that last build-up right there leading to the corner one, I think it was the first time as this ball comes in and headed away at the near post. First time we've seen Everton with a sequence of 9-10 passes to find some build-up there. Morales kicks it into another gear as he goes by Cristiano Ronaldo, who slowed for a moment. Di Maria. Howard has to come to clear, and he does.
Just looking at Ronaldo, he got a little kick in the warm-up as well, and he's just limping on this left-hand side. He's not moving as freely.
Well, with a two-goal lead, it almost begs the question, are you surprised that he was even on to come back out
But he's such a competitor. He does want to be out there. And like Eric said at half-time, you know, they want to get better. He wants to be the best. He's always striving to get better. You know, he wants to be part of this. He knows 95% of the people have come to see him. So he has a responsibility. But you're right, injury, must be careful. But just at the warm-up, he had a little kick just beforehand. I think a clash of shins. There might be someone that's coming across him.
Jelavic. Possession much better. And just as I say that, Everton give it away. I was going to say it's been better here to start the second half, I think, than what we saw for most of the opening half. Trowell. Ronaldo. He opened the scoring back in the 17th minute. Couple of step overs, dancing on the ball. Di Maria lets it go. Howard, top hand to parry it away. And now Baines will send it out towards midfield. Trowell. He'll take a run at a couple of defenders. Fellaini slides over to help out. Service never got more than just a couple of steps inside the 18. Morales feeding it forward, and there's Nacho to slide in to get it back for Real Madrid. Khedira quickly to get it off his feet. Casemiro, who's come in here in the second half. Ozil wide and out of the reach of Karim Benzema.
He does well, Tim Howard. Just moves his feet, big, strong arm, pushes it away. Excellent. Del Maria just trying to guide it into the corner. He does so well, Tim. All his frame and just pushes it away.
And that is going to be the end of the afternoon, just short of an hour, for Cristiano Ronaldo, the 28-year-old Portuguese international.
Maybe Keith can have a word and just see what... It looked like he was carrying a slight injury there. It looks like he was a bit concerned with a foot injury, but he's put a shift in. His performances have been good.
Going back to the save there a moment ago, we just saw the replay of. I thought that initially the shot didn't have the kind of pace that Howard was expecting, but you could see it was actually deflected slightly just to throw the timing off. But as you said, good recovery from Howard to get the top hand to push it away.
I mean, the record that he has, I mean, the fastest 100 goals in that league, when you're talking about the players that he's come against. But Tim Howard again come up with some big saves, big moments. He'll be very, very concerned about his back line.
Well, you know that, as you mentioned, Warren, 95% or around that number of the fans that came here probably wanted to see what Cristiano Ronaldo could do live and in person. And they've seen nearly an hour of the Portuguese international, including the game's first goal. Well-timed around Di Maria, trying to cut onto that favored left foot. Everton come away with it. Chance to counter here if they play quickly. Fellaini. Jelavic.
They just haven't got that speed, have they? They haven't got that Real Madrid burst of pace.
Morales. See what the Belgium international can do. Matched up here against Pepe. Fellaini. Good secondary run from Coleman, and he hits one onto the far post. Naismith is there, challenges. Jelavic! Everton are on the board! The second half substitute making the most of the chance to cut into the Real Madrid lead.
Delightful little build-up play on the right-hand side, but he's a finisher, he's a poacher. His movement's good, the Toffees love it. Everton fans will be pleased. Naismith does well, he just backs off, then he attacks the ball, and then Jelavic is on the move. He does well, his body shape is good, his head's down, and he whips his body across it. Naismith does well, because he moves his feet, then he attacks the ball. And Jelavic anticipates the second ball very, very well. There you go, Lopez, a little bit slow going to his right-hand side, but he does well. Look at the body shape. Keeps his head down, knee over the ball. High fives all round.
And so for Diego Lopez, he came on as the goalkeeper for Real Madrid here in the second half. I believe that might have been one of his first touches, and it comes picking the ball to the back of his own net.
Well, unlike Tim Howard with his save, Diego Lopez didn't move his feet, but he reacted well. He anticipated where Naismith was going to knock the ball down. As a defender, they were on their heels. He wasn't. He was moving. Tim Howard would have saved that one. He made a big save. He moves his feet very well.
And just when maybe you thought Real Madrid were going to come with a third at the other end of Dodger Stadium, Jelavic in the 61st minute, just past the hour mark, to make it back to a one-goal game.
So don't forget with Jelavic, he knows with Kone's come in as all game.
Right, and this is right in range where you can still have enough to get it up and over the wall and dip it under the bar.
It's all set for Leighton Baines, but Jelavic, as we said, as Keith has rightly said, here now he's under pressure, Jelavic, but Leighton Baines is one of the best in Europe on set pieces.
We have the right foot of the Everton goal scorer, Jelavic, and then the left foot of Baines standing over the ball for Everton. Wall just outside the penalty spot. It's going to be Jelavic, and that one doesn't even bat an eye from Diego Lopez. Let's go downstairs to Keith Costigan.
Thanks, Mark. Well, when Ronaldo came off, Warren had mentioned it looked like he might have got a slight knock. The trainer did go and talk to him, but Ronaldo waved him away, smiled, and I can tell you he's not getting any treatment on the bench, and I'm sure that delights all of the Real Madrid fans, guys.
Well, don't bring him off then. Keep him on. If he's fine, play him. I enjoy watching him. Don't get that much chance to see him live. Champions League, yes.
Pepe, enough of a touch to disrupt things. Into the final quarter of an hour here at Dodger Stadium in the first match of the day. Colin Trout trying to link up with Mesut Ozil there.
It's not really clicked for Ozil. I know he got his goal. Maybe with Isco coming in, there's a little bit of competition now for him. Now he has to push on. He has to go to that next level, as top players do. You either rise to the occasion or you fall down.
Morales just at the edge of the six, cleared away by Carvajal. You would think, though, for Ozil, I mean, the way that he has played in a Madrid shirt and playing next to Khedira, I mean, it'd be pretty tough to break up that tandem, don't you think?
Well, then you just bring Alonso and Modric in. If that's not working, you can just bring Di Maria and Ronaldo.
And Gareth Bale, possibly.
Gareth Bale, yeah.
Maybe sprinkle in some Isco.
Yeah, he's found it difficult. Something like Leighton Baines, Morales running at him.
Carvajal whistled for the challenge. Let's take another look at it.
A bit feisty. Caught the wrong side. Handball as well. He's having a mad 5 moments.
Carvajal, the 21-year-old, just coming back into the fold as Real Madrid used the buyback option, 6.5 million euros to get him back from Bayer Leverkusen. Everton looking for some space. Jagielka sends it just inches away from evening the score at 2.
He should score because he's got in front of the defender. Jagielka, I know he's a centre-back, but he's played in midfield for Sheffield United. Once you're in front, once you get your arm across, you've got to get it down. And tremendous delivery from Leighton Baines, because that's not easy, just to put enough curl to get it away from the goalkeeper. But he puts it on a dime.
Nacho defending there. And it seems like with the substitutions here in the second half, not as much chemistry, I would call it, or cohesion for Real Madrid, and it's almost jumped up a couple levels for Everton.
No, it does. It takes time, you know, when you have everybody and you're in that moment and you're playing and it's stop, start, second half, it can get, there's never been a bit of movement, and also you're winning the game comfortable at that stage until Everton came back.
Kaká bending one forward, and Rodriguez did his best to get a touch to him, but he couldn't put it on frame.
He did very well to pin the defender away. Kaká as well, just helping it into an area. Good movement. Lets the ball run. He knows his players are in there, little plants, but does very well to get his body between him and Sylvain Distin.
Oh, by the way, he can play in the midfield.
Another one. Is anyone that doesn't play in the midfield, or offensive players? Pepe sometimes, we've seen him play holding midfield player as well.
Coleman. First touch let him down. Cohen Trowell sending it away, but he sends it right back in possession for Everton. Gibson swinging it out wide. Now Naismith. Good pass from Gibson. Feeds it in for Leon Osman, trying to lay it off. And here's Fabio Cohen Trowell to lead the break for Real Madrid. Quickly switching it out. And the first-time touch comes all the way back for Tim Howard. Let's check in once again with Keith Costigan.
Thanks, Mark. Well, when Real Madrid substitute Kaká was on the field earlier, he was deep in conversation with LA Galaxy president Chris Klein. Now, I know Kaká has been linked with a move to MLS before, and with the size of the Real Madrid squad continuing to get bigger, I wonder if he thinks that maybe now is the time to make that move. Guys?
Shall I go next up? Because Chris is right next to me. I can lean across and ask him.
The suite next to us from the one that we're in, calling the matches here this afternoon and into the evening at Dodger Stadium, being occupied by some of the Galaxy brass and head coach Bruce Arena earlier today.
Chris has just given me a thumbs up.
Boy, wouldn't that be a nice another feather in the cap for Major League Soccer on the heels of all the talk about Clint Dempsey returning and playing for the Seattle Sounders.
I know it pleased Rob Stone. You know, the smile that he had, the American League. He's the league's #1 fan, Mr. Stone.
Flag comes up against Everton. Looked pretty close, though. Jelavic was trying to play off the back shoulder of Pepe. As we're into the final 10 minutes here. Remember, the winner of this one takes on the winner of tomorrow's affair at MetLife Stadium between AC Milan and Chelsea. Seamus Coleman has Nacho backing up, fires it across, and Everton will get a corner out of it.
That's where they've had a lot of joy. Everton down the wide areas, the fullbacks, Coleman or Leighton Baines pushing on. That might be interesting, like you said, if Chelsea win, Mourinho against Real Madrid. A special one.
Some good storylines for sure.
Some great teams as well, great clubs.
And this is a trophy at stake in Miami this next week. Loose ball inside the area. Naismith, there's contact. Not enough to warrant a whistle from Mark Forrester, who is indeed our referee here.
Again, decent delivery. Naismith just trying to react. He's already off balance there. Not enough for me.
A couple more substitutes up in between the benches. Now it looks like it's going to be the end of the match for Morales.
His performance has been very well. He's got better and better. Leighton Baines as well having a seat.
Another teenager coming on, Gerard Delafou. And that's it for Leighton Baines, as Brian Oviedo will come on.
Well, he did the same the other evening. Oviedo coming on like for like, and Seamus Coleman going on. He scored the best penalty I've seen by a teenager, this young kid, against Juve. Stone, he played in a three-man back with Sylvain Distin and Jagielka. He slotted into a right-back, England under 21.
John Stones, just 19 years of age. So bringing on some of the youth movement here for the Toffees to finish this one up. And what a storyline that could create if maybe one of these youngsters plays a hand in an equalizer here. Remember, no extra time if the teams are tied at the end of 90 minutes. We go straight to penalty kicks here in the Guinness International Champions Cup. Not just here in the semifinal match, but each and every game. And that was exactly how Everton did it earlier this week up at AT&T Park in San Francisco. Getting past Juventus, who, by the way, are probably preparing themselves to take the pitch in just a little bit against the LA Galaxy. We'll have that one for you over on Fox Soccer.
Well, they're taking the game in. They're just standing. They've been there for about 20 minutes watching the game. They're enjoying it like we are. Like Pirlo and Conte.
Ozil couldn't thread the needle. Osman. And a bit of width now for the Toffees. Naismith making himself available, but instead it's back in the center circle for Osman. Stripped, Kaká. Little hop step to keep the ball at his feet. Here comes the 31-year-old Brazilian, leaves it there. And a miscommunication as Jagielka sends it out. Another substitute up between the benches, this time for Los Blancos. And it's going to be Denis Cheryshev, who was very good the other night in the 3-1 win against the Galaxy. Cheryshev, the 22-year-old Russian, who began his career at Sporting Gijón, just as his father did. And wait till you see a couple of long diagonal balls this guy can play, Warren.
Yeah, you like him. I know Eric speaks highly of him as well. And it is just a conveyor belt of talent.
That is putting it perfectly. Take one off, let the belt run another one on.
I don't think it's the best of him either. I think Ozil can do a lot better. But as Ancelotti has said, it's just pre-season. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Kaká drops it back for Nacho. Now Khedira. Coentrao. Gibson trying to spring the early ball up and over the top as Naismith is making the run. And now here's Pepe, Brazilian born but a Portuguese international for Real Madrid. Casemiro. Carvajal into some space for Rodriguez. Turns the corner against Distin, but not able to keep his feet. Is there some late heroics here in the semifinal? How about that for a touch?
You know exactly what he was doing. That's called a...
He did that on purpose, Warren.
Yes. Yeah, we know it's you, Tim. We know it's you.
It's a new kind of step over for goalkeepers
just go
right
to
here.
the field. You know, man of his experience. No, I'm not going to play it there. I'm going to play it here. Attacker goes away. I've got the ball. Total control.
You know, we did see Cristiano Ronaldo do some good footwork on the ball several times so far here today. Maybe Howard attempting to emulate a bit of that right there.
I have something there, Foxworth. A blooper reel. Could have been, should have been.
It did the job. Kaká, overlapping run. The two number 8s come together in the far side corner of the pitch. Di Maria quickly on the second touch looking for the back post. And a chance will go just wide off the head of Coentrao.
Well, the young defender might have been okay in San Francisco, but not. His touch was poor, flat-footed. Control, the Portuguese international try and get in. It's a wicked delivery. The bounce is awkward. He just doesn't move his feet. And
well, it looks like he's trying to use his chest to put it down for Howard here, right?
no, he just gets it horribly wrong. He just doesn't move his feet. And
Everton pressing for an equalizer here in the late stages of this one. And that one's too hot as it goes all the way across. And out for a throw for Real Madrid. Time beginning to run out on the possibility of the Toffees sending this one straight to penalty kicks in this semi-final.
I know it is early, but I looked at Everton on Judah against Juventus. When they played through at the back, they looked more solid. They didn't look so isolated. I know they're playing against Real Madrid in the first 45 minutes, but if I'm Roberto, and I'm looking at this saying, well, I tell you what, I may go with what I like best, which is 3 at the back. This 4 at the back, we haven't really got the pace to work with that. So that's what pre-season as well, working things out.
Cheryshev touching it forward there for Kaká. And now Jagielka trying to spring the big ball up and over the top. Carvajal is there as he knocks it back for Lopez. Osman now for Sylvain Distin. Jelavic had to time his run and consequently couldn't get in behind the Real Madrid defense.
Everton at the moment just getting a little bit desperate, just trying that long diagonal ball. Jagielka with one. You've got to be a bit more cuter when you're playing against the likes of Real Madrid. One thing about him, he's a student of the game. He's always looking to ask players questions.
Distin wins that one. Barkley trying to play it forward. Khedira, soft little touch for Kaká. Now Cheryshev, left foot deflected out. Khedira one more time. Casemiro. Now Di Maria. 3 minutes minimum of stoppage time. We're about 15 seconds away from hitting it. Oh, great ball. Jelavic had the backspin on it, but skips into the gloves of Diego Lopez, and the big Croatian applauds that service. Khedira trying to win the ball. Osman, who has been a tireless worker in the middle part of the field today for Everton. Lopez pressured from Naismith and touching it wide here for Carvajal. Can Everton get that one turnover and a quick attacking sequence back the other way to find the equalizer?
Well, the best way has been either a set piece or they've been able to work the ball up the field. They're trying to, a little bit, as I said, desperate, going too long. Still got time, you still can pass the ball, still got opportunities.
Kaká, beautiful ball. Howard, great anticipation to get it about 2 or 3 yards inside the top of the 18. Cheryshev, well timed to step in there. He's got the left foot to deliver a good ball. Comes all the way through. Distin is there to clear it. Casemiro, not the cleanest of touches. And look at Khedira. That's what he does. Not just for Real Madrid, but for Germany too.
Keep the game so simple. Just keep it moving. Let the blue shirts run around. We'll just keep making angles.
Well, it's that old adage, right, Warren? The ball travels faster than any player. Once it keeps moving for Real Madrid, it's tough for Everton to recover it, as you said earlier today. Casemiro sends it wide for Cheryshev. Kaká. Contrao. Pressure comes in and knocked out for a Real Madrid throw into the final minutes of the 3 minutes of stoppage time. That ball goes out for a throw for Everton. A little sloppy there from Fabio Contrao. Remember, this is the first of 2 games here today at Dodger Stadium. History being made as the first ever soccer match played here comes to a close. A 2-1 win for Real Madrid. But hey, Everton made it interesting here in the second half.
They did. Main concern that Ronaldo's okay. He looked lively, he looked energetic. They'll be quite pleased with his performance. And by and large, I think the best team won. Everton huffed and puffed, and Ancelotti's got a nice team talk ahead of him to go forward.
And so with that win, it's actually Mesut Ozil with the winner in the 31st minute that turns out to send Real Madrid to the Guinness International Champions Cup final coming up at Sun Life Stadium in Miami later in a few days' time. And don't forget, we'll be back with the second match between Juve and the Galaxy over on Fox Soccer. But on the other side of the break, we send you back to Rob and Eric.
International Champions Cup is brought to you by Guinness Black Lager. More than a game, more than a beer. Please enjoy responsibly.
How can Guinness Black Lager be black and taste refreshing? Think about it. Iced coffee is black and has a delicious roasted flavor and refreshing taste. Iced Coca-Cola is black, also delicious and refreshing. So, Why not beer? Choose Guinness Black Lager. Carefully crafted with roasted dark barley. It's easy to drink and full of flavor. I think you'll agree. There's just something about black. Guinness Black Lager.
The critics agree. Build Your Own Pancakes Part 2 is a hit. I put caramel and bacon, says Bobby. I like it when syrup goes down the side, says Jenna. And Michael was left speechless. Build Your Own Pancakes are back for a limited run, only at Denny's.
Attention passengers, the critics have turned on the high flying fun sign for Disney's Planes.
Engine full throttle.
Buckle up for a great family adventure.
I will see you in the skies, amigo.
Disney's Planes in 3D Friday, rated PG.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Yep, everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that some owls aren't that wise?
Don't forget I'm having brunch with Megan tomorrow.
Who?
Megan, my coworker.
Who?
Seriously, you've met her like 3 times.
Who? Geico. 15 minutes could save you. Well, you know.
How can Guinness Black Lager be black and taste refreshing? Think about it. Iced coffee is black and has a delicious roasted flavor and refreshing taste. Iced Coca-Cola is black, also delicious and refreshing. So, why not beer? Choose Guinness Black Lager. Carefully crafted with roasted dark barley. It's easy to drink and full of flavor. I think you'll agree. There's just something about black. Guinness Black Lager.
Everything you want in a newscast, all at 10 o'clock. Local news at 10, weather at 10, sports at 10.
We give you the news an hour early.
We give you the news at 10.
Now 7 nights a week, 2 on your side at 10. Every night at 10, only on Fox 29.
Rob Stone, Eric Winalda back here with you. Full match recap. Let's pick things up. 17th minute, Mesut Ozil finding Ronaldo his 3rd goal this preseason and the first of this ICC as he rounds Howard to make it 1-0.
Now, well timed. A little glance for that assistant referee. Onside. Great goal.
At the half-hour mark, Everton thought they had things equalized off this distant header.
I really did. I mean, a little push. He got caught, and guess what? He made the guys in white mad.
Seconds later, Ozil from Ronaldo this time. 2-0.
Right, returns the favor. I mean, it's just such a great soccer decision. He could have shot. Everybody was screaming, shoot, Ronaldo, shoot. Make a pass, get a goal.
61st minute, Everton made it a 1-goal game. Nikica Jelavic, the Croatian international, had 7 league goals last season, but only 1 goal in his last 22 league games. Nice little volley.
Tough goal. I watched his manager's reaction to that. It wasn't a good one. It's one of those things where you're wondering, maybe that's just not the guy that he... are they coming in? Where are they? They're over there
somewhere behind you. They're over there.
We're out here with Kirk Gibson.
So Real Madrid victorious 2-1. They will move to Wednesday's final in Miami, where, oh, by the way, they may just play their old manager, Jose Mourinho, and Chelsea. Behind us, the LA Galaxy and Juventus getting set for the second match here. You can see that one live on Fox Soccer. This is a Real Madrid team just a little bit too strong right now over Everton.
You know what? That's the thing. I mean, that's what they've proven over the years. Even when they change their manager the way they have, this is still a team with power, precision. They have the finesse when they need it. I thought Modric looked great. Isco has turned out to be a fantastic signing for them.
Arguably maybe their best player over the course of the last couple of games. He's been so impactful. And talk about impactful, you have to talk. I mean, we are obliged to talk about number 7, CR7.
No, look, it's just good. We saw him the other night in Phoenix. I mean, he is a performer. He does the tricky stuff, but it's still probably the best decision. It's a simple little thing, and not a lot of guys can do it. He enjoyed the spotlight today. He had a goal and assist. The fans loved it. He got a standing ovation on the way out. It's great to see the man smiling.
You know, not since Dancing with the Stars have so many stepovers created so much buzz.
He would be great on Dancing with the Stars. I think you should be. You should broker that deal.
We might be onto something with that. Let's go to the Allstate Save of the Game. Allstate Protection is our game. Are you in good hands? And your Allstate Save of the Game. Who else?
Trusty
the American
right
International.
foot.
Kick save in a Butte.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like much, but he's been doing it for so long. He didn't buy into the fake. Just held his ground. That makes the reflex save. Well done. Big smile for